decided that I want to talk to you about two movies again. Seems like talking about two movies at a time has been kind of fun. And oh my gosh, I lost Little Mac there. The two movies I'm going to talk about today are Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz. And yes, they are part of a trilogy, which includes At World's End. But I'm going to just talk about these two for now, because World's End is, it's okay. But these two are gold, comedy gold. So, we've got Shaun of the Dead, came out a little bit after I got out of high school, let's see, 2004. So it was, I think, just a few months later. I remember my friends all went and saw it at the theater. I didn't for some reason, and yeah, it's one of the best freaking comedies ever. You've got Simon Pegg and, is it Nick Frost? Yeah, Nick Frost and Simon Pegg. I just wanted to make sure I got that right. Directed by Edgar Wright. He actually directed both of these, and this is both of the guys. You know, they're both in it. They were on a show on the BBC called Spaced, which was kind of like a bunch of nerdy dudes living in an apartment together, playing video games, pop culture references, very similar. It's like you grab their characters, throw them into these movies. So this one is, you know, follows Shawn, who just works at a Radio Shack style, Best Buy, whatever, and zombies come and he has to maintain his relationship with his girlfriend, get his life together, figure things out amongst a larger crisis. So solving his personal problems, including not liking a stepdad, having a best friend who annoys the hell out of everybody, and, you know, not being very good at relationships. So, you know, kind of a little bit of a, I don't know what you would say. It's relevant in these days right now. So just, you know, sometimes you gotta sort your shit out, and Shawn is the master. So this movie is rated R, mostly for violence, but it's got a lot of language in it, you know, but pretty good. My oldest kid, I showed it to her and she loved it. She thought it was great. Number 2, Hot Fuzz. This came out a few years later. Let's see. Can't find the year. So I'm not gonna. 2007. So 2007. This is kind of the follow-up, and it's a super cop, overachiever, whatever, from London gets sent to a small town where, because he's making all the other officers look bad because he's just so gung-ho about everything, that his superiors sent him to a small little farm town where he is bored out of his mind trying to figure out, you know, what he needs to enforce versus, you know, kind of what's okay in the city. You know, they let their underage kids drink to keep them from getting into trouble, you know, for instance, but he's booking them all in the jail and whatever, you know. He goes overboard, but he plays very by the book and blah blah blah. He meets up with his friend, who's also a cop, and he is very into action movies, you know, stuff like Bad Boys, you know, that kind of thing. And so he's getting to live out his fantasies of being a super cop with his friend, who uncovers a seedy underbelly to the town, and it's really great. You got Timothy Dalton as the one of the characters in this movie. I mean, he's ex-James Bond. He's super awesome, very British, very, you know, rich dude up to no good. Yeah, it's surprising that he's James Bond, honestly, because he's actually a really good villain. But oops. Anyways, if you haven't seen either of these two movies, I highly recommend them. Like I said, there's World's End, which comes after. Again, completely unrelated stories, just a lot of the same actors. World's End is a bunch of guys who are friends, you know, a gang of hooligans who went on this epic bar crawl, and they want to recreate it years later. They're all, you know, older, married, dads, whatever, you know, and it's kind of about holding on to the past, and whatever. It's an okay movie. Like, I suggest it. In fact, here is a pretend copy of it, which I actually don't own it. But, yeah, I mean, for sure check these two out. These are the two. Kind of one, you know, if you don't see World's End, not a big deal. There's also this alien movie called Paul, and that one is not directed by Edgar Wright, but it has both of these dudes, and they run into this stoner alien who's probably voiced by Seth Rogen. You know, I assume that it is. It might not be. I never saw the movie. I heard it was actually pretty funny. But yeah, these two movies are great. Oldest kid saw this one as well. She loved it, thought it was hilarious. And actually, here's a strange connection. I don't know exactly where it is, so I'm gonna pause this for a second, and we're back. So, Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the Were-Rabbit. I'm actually gonna throw this on here for the trilogy, but it's not necessarily connected or not. It just has a very similar premise to Hot Fuzz. Very similar feel, the little town that Nicholas Angel, that's his name, that he is protecting in this movie, and is very similar to the town that Wallace and Gromit are protecting from a were-rabbit in this movie. All my kids loved this. Aardman animation, claymation, so good. But yeah, maybe I'll do another episode just strictly on Wallace and Gromit in the future. But yeah, if you like this, if you like Wallace and Gromit, you know, whatever. These movies are great. Both rated R. Not a lot of sexual content aside from some curse words. But yeah, let's see. A new comedy from the guys that created Shaun of the Dead. And like I said, if I had the show Spaced, I would hold it right there. But I don't have it, so yeah. Spaced is great. Shaun of the Dead is great. Hot Fuzz is great. World's End, pretty good. Paul, haven't seen. And old Wallace and Gromit. Yeah, so if you guys are looking for something to watch, check these out. If you haven't seen them in a few years, watch them again. It's really great. It says check out my videos, follow me, like my stuff if you like it. Leave me a dislike if you don't like it. I'll be pretty disappointed if you dislike my video. But yeah, have a good one. Leave a comment if you want me to talk about something else. And yeah, have a good one. Peace. Oh, 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 oh.